Welcome to Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Channel and Travel Corner. I am Ellis, radio's second best friend. And today we're featuring legendary radio personality, Cousin Brucie. Bruce Morrow. If you don't know anything about Bruce Morrow, he was a legend in New York City. Started out in 1959 on WINS and then moved over to 77 WABC, where he spent 13 years as a rock and roll powerhouse at night. He would do appearances. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of teens would come out and see him. He was really popular. Later on, he moved on to WNBC in the 70s, moved into radio ownership, owned several radio stations, including WALL, where lots of legendary radio personalities came through. Eventually, he wound up back on the radio in New York at 101 WCBS-FM, where he spent 23 years playing the oldies before moving on to SiriusXM satellite radio, where he spent many, many years, about 15, until it was announced he would be returning to New York radio and 77 WABC in September 2020. What a homecoming. If you like what you hear, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and after you do, smack that bell. And you will be notified whenever we post anything new. All right, let's do this. We're going back to 1974, and hiya, it's Cousin Brucie, Bruce Morrow, on 66 WNBC New York.
66 WNBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cousin Brucie here on 66 WNBC Radio. That's sort of a big rock orchestra thing. That's big band.
The next time you're in the supermarket, don't be alarmed if you see people looking at Ronzoni spaghetti sauce jars and writing things down. They're not trying to steal our recipe. They're just trying to win our sweepstakes, because Ronzoni is giving away 500 Ladies Timex watches to people who send us a list of the ingredients in our sauces. We don't care if it's our meat sauce, marinara, meatless, sausage, or mushroom, as long as it's Ronzoni. Why are we doing this? Because we want to make sure you know we thicken our sauce with juicy tomatoes and rich tomato paste, not corn syrup, and that we use only imported olive oil, never partially hydrogenated soybean oil. If you want to make an unfair comparison, after you write down our ingredients, check our competitors' labels to see what they use. That should sell you on Ronzoni from now on. So if you want to crack at winning one of these 500 Timex watches, write down our ingredients on a postal card and send it in to this station.
Thank you. Say, winners are selected by random drawing. Sweepstakes closes on May 31st. Remember, send your postal card to this station. Postal card, ever heard that long ago. And you may win one of 500 Ladies Timex watches, courtesy of Ronzoni spaghetti sauces. Void where prohibited. No purchase necessary.
Hey, Ronnie, Mojo Miller, L.A. DJ, how's your love life?
Man, I am the emperor of soul, the jester of jive, the crown of sound.
How's your love life?
I am the Duke of Despair.
How's your love life?
Maybe yours needs Ultra Bright. Dynamite taste and more whitener than any leading toothpaste. Ultra Bright, the one that puts sex appeal in a tube, wants to know,
How's your love life?
Ultra Bright wants to make yours terrific.
Wow, look at that. We seem to have some company here tonight. Have you ever seen so much blue in all your life? I seem to be under a little pressure here tonight to cool my act. I was arrested right here on this stage a few nights ago for saying no. Not going to say it.
Dustin Hoffman, Lenny, a Bob Fosse film, rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Now, Lenny opens tomorrow at more than 100 theaters all over New York and New Jersey. Don't you dare miss it. Now, Jody and I went to see that the other night. It's a very powerful film. Now, you should see it.
WNBC.
This is Engelbert Hungry Beetle. Engelbert Humper. Here's Engelbert. 11:54. Cousin Brucie. I can't see that last one. can't get over what's happening. Everyone's calling me about my playing Billie Jean King. I mean, what's the big deal? I'm just going to beat her. I mean, I don't see what's the big deal.
It's easy to win in WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
Hear the new excitement in Rockefeller Center. 66 WNBC. New York City.
NBC Radio News. Latest word from the Pentagon is that virtually all Americans now have been evacuated from South Vietnam. This is Bob Kane. An armada of over 80 U.S. helicopters has carried out the evacuation of Americans and some Vietnamese from Saigon. The operation has not been declared finished, but the Defense Department indicates it is nearly so. The evacuees are being taken to aircraft carriers and other ships in the South China Sea. Some Democrats in Congress are accusing the administration of waiting too long to begin evacuating Americans from Vietnam. Others are charging the president failed to first get the approval of Congress. To that charge, NBC's Robert McCormick reports the Republicans have an answer.
President Ford decided to evacuate thousands of South Vietnamese without waiting for specific congressional authority because he figured such action would prevent tragic conditions later in trying to get out the last of the Americans. This is the opinion of Senate Republican leader Scott, who pointed out that proper authorization for the evacuation needs only formal approval by the House to go to the president for his signature. Scott blamed the flurry of criticism of the evacuation on politics, which he said should not be injected to anything so tragic. Robert McCormick, NBC News at the Capitol.
The House is preparing to take final action on approving $327 million in evacuation and humanitarian aid for South Vietnam. More news after this.
Hi, I'm Burl Ives. You know, I've been telling you that Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice is a wonderful way to make an ordinary meal a great meal, and to keep a great meal from becoming ordinary. That's because it's a delicious combination of Uncle Ben's rice, natural wild rice, herbs, and seasonings. It has a really distinctive taste just about every grown-up loves. But what about those everyday family meals? Well, now Uncle Ben's has a way to make them special too, with Uncle Ben's new fast-cooking long grain and wild rice. It's flavored with a delicious but milder blend of herbs and seasonings, so it has a milder taste. It cooks in just 5 minutes, so it's easy to serve anytime, with anything, chicken, hamburgers, whatever's on the family menu. So try Uncle Ben's new 5-minute fast-cooking long grain and wild rice. The whole family will love its milder taste.
When the order came to get all Americans out of Vietnam, the word spread quickly throughout the city. Derek Wilson was in Saigon reporting for the British Broadcasting Corporation.
The word to evacuate came over small walkie-talkies handed out to the leaders of pre-arranged evacuation groups. The evacuees hurried out of hotels and flats with a minimum of baggage to agreed assembly points. Some climbed to the rooftops of high buildings. Others were taken in buses through streets under curfew to an American compound at the airport. Some of the buses were fired at by troops bitter at being left behind. A colleague said Marine guards at the gate of the compound used fists and rifle butts to stop hundreds of desperate Vietnamese getting in.
The BBC correspondent reports that as the evacuation order came, much of what law and order there was left in Saigon broke down. You are listening to NBC News.
In Rockefeller Center, 52 degrees and cloudy at 12:04. Cabbies at this hour are staging a demonstration around City Hall, protesting new rate hike proposals. Inside City Hall, Finance Committee Chairman Matthew Troy is working on a compromise proposal affecting the cab rates.
We've amended the proposals of Mayor Beam on the taxi cab legislation. He had made a request to raise the fee for renewal of their medallion to $200. We're only raising it to $150. We're wiping out the $100 inspection fee. There will be no charge for inspection. And we're also cutting down he had requested to raise the fee from $10 to $50 for a new license to drive a hack. We're raising it from $10 to $20.
Traffic around City Hall has not been seriously affected. However, the cabs do remain in the area. A fire continues out of control on Main Street in downtown Norwich, Connecticut. A police spokesman tells us.
The house is a Main Street Cafe, which is a bar. Germania Club, which is on the second floor, and the third floor is vacant. 2 firemen have been overcome by smoke.
Officials say they cannot determine when the fire will be fully contained. Assemblyman Andrew Stein has filed a class action suit against some nursing homes, and Meredith Hollis has a report.
Stein says he's acting as the voice of all nursing home patients who are fed up with abuses but are scared to bring suit for fear of retaliation.
We're filing a lawsuit to close 47 nursing homes which are in violation of in permanent violation of the federal life and safety code. We're also seeking to get back tens of millions of dollars which has been paid to nursing homes which are in violation of the federal life safety code and are also in violation of state and county health code violations.
Stein is also seeking damages for patients in 70 proprietary nursing homes who have not received adequate care. Meredith Hollis, WNBC News at the Federal Court Building.
Some of the nursing homes named in the suit are Park Terrace, Riverside, the Congress, a Eugene Hollander property, and the Towers, owned by Bernard Bergman. The heads of the Civil Service Employees Association today are looking over a fact-finder's report calling for a 6% pay hike for state employees. That report, out today, also recommends improvements in grievance procedures as well as health insurance benefits. Proposed pay hikes will be retroactive to June 1st. Students at Lakewood High School in New Jersey walked out of classes this morning protesting a school board refusal to rehire the school's principal. Nathaniel Johnson has been principal at the school for the past 2 years, and last night the board refused to renew his contract. The students walked out of classrooms and marched to a nearby church to discuss the situation and meet with officials of the school board. The Finance Committee of the Connecticut State Legislature looking for a way to balance Governor Grasso's budget while trying not to impose any new taxes. There is less than a week left to go through $250 million of tax increase proposals as the committee considers the final package of bills to balance the $1.4 billion budget. Meanwhile, Assemblyman Richard Dice of Connecticut says there'd be no need for a tax hike if the state employees would work 40 hours a week instead of 35, and the state gets rid of what he called some sacred cows. Considerable cloudiness, breezy and cool this afternoon and again tonight. The high this afternoon, 55 to 60. Tonight's low in the mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, considerable cloudiness, a high of 60 to 65 degrees. Right now in Rockefeller Center, it's cloudy and 52. Next news at 1, bulletins at 1. I'm Jack O'Rourke, WNBC News.
66 WNBC.
Cousin Brucie.
66 WNBC.
WNBC, it is now 12:12. And ladies and gentlemen, you are less than 20 minutes away from winning in WNBC's great $66,000 contest. I want to say hi to my friend Artie Warren over there at Warren's and Kings Highway. They got our radio on real nice and loud. They're hoping to win.
I think that if I had all the luxuries of life, I could do without the necessities. Now, this is a luxury car. You can feel the rush when you get in it. Beautifully upholstered reclining seats, full rich carpeting, tinted glass, electric rear window defogger, and in addition to radial tires and fully independent suspension, the Datsun 610.
The Datsun 610? You can't call a Datsun a luxury car. An economy car.
Today, money costs too much. So when you can get all those goodies along with the economy of operation, durability, and value, that's real luxury. And you can get it in Datsun 610 hardtop, 4-door sedan, and beautiful wagons. And today, when even free love costs a lot, Datsun saves.
Hey, find out the true cost of economy. Go in and see one of the 57 New York, New Jersey, or Fairfield County Datsun dealers and get there today.
WNBC. The longer you listen, the more you can win.
This is William B. Hi, son. No, I will forget to pick up a color TV set for your room. Frankly, Jeff, I know a lot more about being on TV than buying one. You got a suggestion? True, a repairman would know. I'll bet it's Zenith he repairs least often. Our other Zenith hasn't even met a serviceman yet. It's already 4 years old. Better still, I'll get to the man who makes them. Harry Schechter, president of Zenith Radio Corporation, New York.
Harry Schechter here. Hi, William B.
Say, Harry, am I pushing my luck? I've got one great Zenith color set, and I need to buy another one. Are they all so reliable?
William, I'm biased. Independent surveys of TV servicemen named Zenith more than any other brand, the set requiring fewest repairs.
Well, if you back it, I'll buy it. Harry, let's say it together.
At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on.
66 WNBC.
Remember that very dangerous TV show? I think it was that had a lot of violence on it, a lot of sex and everything, the Partridge Family? Oh, maybe that's the wrong show.
I think I love you.
That was that Partridge. That was the Western series, right? They were lost or something like that. Okay, the David Cassidy's, and that's what it was. It's now 12:17 here on 66 WNBC Radio, and that's not on television anymore longer, is it? Fortunately for us. WNBC gives away $1,000 or more. All you have to do is listen and call in to win. Your chance is coming up within 20 minutes. You stand by for that, ladies and gentlemen. WNBC chime time, 12:17. This is the lovely Vicky Carr to sing. Oh, that is just a pretty thing. Vicky Carr, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 12:20 here on 66 WNBC. Here with the Cousin Bruce. Let's take a look at the weather. 51 degrees, kind of cloudy. Variable cloudiness, breezy and cool today and tonight. High today, 55 to 60. Low tonight in the mid-40s. Outlook for Thursday, partly cloudy and seasonable temperatures, and becoming partly cloudy and milder on Wednesday. So spring is sort of here, like, you know?
Hey, Mom, what's for dinner? Hey, Mom, what you got?
I'll tell you what's for dinner with your mom, kid. You're going to find a world of suggestions in ShopRite's full-color circular and budget-stretching coupons, too. Save on boneless beef chuck roast, just 97 cents a pound. Boneless shoulder roast, $1.07 a pound. Whoops. Idaho baking potatoes, just 49 cents for a 5-pound bag. ShopRite frozen peas, cut corn, peas and carrots and mixed vegetables, too. 24-ounce bags, 2 for 99 cents. Look for your circular in the mail or get one while supplies last at your nearest ShopRite.
She loves the family. She wants the best. She does all that she can do. She lets ShopRite do the rest. Hey, Ma, what's for dinner? ShopRite has the answer. Let's go, 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 go.
The Cousins, for the latest news on music and concerts, close to 1 million people, more than 1 million now. We got another newspaper last week. Read the Cousin Brucie newspaper column, and they are weekly newspapers. Residents of Long Beach read the Always Accurate Journal. Staten Island leaders got the good word from the Staten Island Register. And in Port Chester, New York, be sure to read the Westmore News. The widely read newspaper in northern New Jersey is called The Shopper.
Go, go, go.
Roy Hamilton here.
You can have. I don't want her.
Yeah, that's Roy Hamilton here on 66 WNBC. It is now 12:24. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Cousin Brucie. Why not join Cousin Bruce for a walk? We're going to be walking to help fight cystic fibrosis, and it's being sponsored by the Alpha Omega Fraternity of County College of Morris on Saturday, May the 10th. And if you want some more information, call this number. Area code is 201, and join us. It should be a lot of fun. 263-1770. That's 263-1770 in New Jersey.
Just call in to win in WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
Okay, now $66,000 in cash and prizes, and I want you to be a winner right now. I'm going to take the 11th caller from Long Island, Nassau, Suffolk County. You ready, Long Island? It's your turn. To call WNBC at area code 212, circle 61212, 246-1212. Win yourself a pair of tickets to the hit Broadway comedy All Over Town, playing at the Booth Theater. 246-1212. Area code is 212. The 11th caller from Long Island.
Cousin Brucie. Great $66,000 contest. WNBC.
go. 246-1212. Area code is 212 Island. It's your turn. All over town, you go to Broadway. It's part of our great $66,000 contest. Here we go. That's Minnie Riperton, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we have our winner. We have our winner in this half hour $66,000 contest. We give away a nice prize. All right, listen, we'll congratulate the winner. Congratulations to Mrs. Dorothy Hopper of Woodcock Lane, Levittown, New York. Wins herself a pair of tickets to see All Over Town, courtesy of 66 WNBC. You have a chance to win soon. WNBC wants you to be a winner. Congratulations, Dorothy Hopper. 66. Come on, listeners. WNBC.
Trouble with my baby.
Remember the sound of Lou Christie with his baby?
So I had to
WNBC. Sound of Lou Christie, isn't that nice? How about this sound? About the association, the sound of cherish. One of the most beautiful words in our language, cherish. Very pretty. Isn't that a lovely thing? Cherish is a word. Ladies and gentlemen, 12:35. And if Billie Jean King is listening, I know by now she's quite upset. See, I got to figure Psyche around. Not only am I going to be there in my best, because I'm getting at least one practice game. And, I'm playing Billie Jean King in the New York Sets the opening day when they go against Cleveland. I'll probably have to help them out there, too. And we'll be at the Nassau Coliseum. Well, I challenged Billie Jean, and she accepted. I hope I'm not going to hurt her too much.
Hey, will you look at that? That's incredible. I didn't know a human being could do that.
Those colors, that set, it's a dream. How could he do that to that poor girl? She loves him.
Wow, Walt Frazier couldn't leap like that. Hey, see that girl? Third from the left. I think I'm in love.
Look at that form, the movement. Oh, it's like a painting come to life. Will you stop squeezing my hand? I see.
The New York City Ballet. It's nothing like you thought it was.
Who knew? Nobody ever told me.
The New York City Ballet is at the State Theater in Lincoln Center. Tickets are $2.25 to $9.95. For more information, call 877-4727. That's 877-4727.
Hi, this is Joe Namath. If you're a boy or girl between 8 and 18, you can win a free week at my football camp this summer, compliments of Burger King. Get all the details and fill out an entry blank at any of the 120 Burger King restaurants in the greater New York area between now and May 18th. There's nothing to buy, and the Burger King people will notify you if you're a winner. The odds depend on the number of folks who enter. So the more you enter, the better your chances of winning. You could be one of 240 winners to get personalized instruction from me and some of the greatest coaches and players in the country. So come on, learn to play football Joe Namath's way from the folks who do things your way. Burger King.
Yeah, limit one entry per person per visit. Big Joe there, Broadway Joe, huh? Challenge into football next year.
66 W.
Yeah, making an ass of myself at tennis, and I might as well do the same with football. Now, really, I do all right, Listen.
After long enough for being alone.
Yeah, isn't that very nice? That beautiful sound by Karen Carpenter. She's going to be appearing at Westchester Premier Theater sometime mid-May. She's got a nice thing of the Westchester Entertainer. Has a whole section of Cousin Brucie, the Tommy Party, and all kinds of people in it. What a nice thing. That's a good magazine. All right, I'm going to read it. Can I keep this, or you need a copy of it? Thank you, Walt. Isn't that lovely? Okay, everything is fine. We're getting it into shape, and you're within minutes of maybe getting a second chance in our New York or New Jersey second chance lottery contest we have here, part of our $66,000 contest. This is Cousin Brucie.
I'm a flavor craver, and the flavor that I favor is chocolate.
I'm a flavor craver, and the flavor that I favor is ginger. It's a snap.
No calories for flavor cravers. No calories.
sugar in the new family economy size bottle of sugar-free no-cal, which makes big savers out of flavor cravers and features the flavors flavor cravers favor most, which means no-cal is for flavor cravers with no-cal. What I mean to say is that no-cal family economy size bottles of sugar-free no-cal chocolate, no-cal cream, no-cal black cherry, no-cal ginger, no-cal root beer, no-cal cola, no-cal shape-up, no-cal is for flavor cravers.
Yeah, no-cal. Now sugar-free no-cal is bigger than ever with flavor cravers in the money-saving no-cal family economy size bottle. Your Cousin Bruce. I'm going to throw a few lines at you right now that might get you upset or shock you a little bit. Did Lee Harvey Oswald really assassinate President Kennedy? That's a starter. Listen to this. What were the real reasons behind the pardon of Richard Nixon? That's to get the polls going a little bit. How about this? What's the story behind the disappearance of Patty Hearst? How about the appointment of Nelson Rockefeller? Now, if you've been getting your information from the establishment media, you know the establishment's answers to these questions, which might be perfectly true and might suit you. But if you've been reading New Times, you know better, because New Times is a magazine that digs deeper, a magazine that makes waves. Now, I believe, I don't particularly agree with New Times outlet on most of the things they do, or a lot of things they do. However, I get it in my house because I like to see and read other people's opinion. I don't believe in just reading one side of the fence. I think that's important. I think as an intelligent, as educated gentleman that I am, I believe we should see both sides of the fence. So right now, I'm going to let you do something. You can try New Times on a free trial basis. And try it a free trial. You'll actually receive 3 issues of New Times without putting up a penny. Now, how about this? Here's this. They got the new one has this thing right now. They exposed the 10 dumbest congressmen. Do you believe it? Right in the print. I mean, I don't know. The recycling ripoff. How about this? There's an article about doctors who risk your life for a drug company payoff. How about big city cops with a license to kill? These things are the type of things that New Times digs into. Well, anyway, you're going to receive 3 issues of New Times without putting up a penny. New Times is willing to absorb the risk to prove to you that this remarkable new bi-weekly magazine brings you information you will not find anywhere else. Information on everything important that's happening today, from politics to music to lifestyle. Now, here's how it works. You get the next 3 issues of New Times at no risk and without obligation. If you do not like New Times, all you have to do is write the word cancel on the bill and pay nothing. I urge you to get a hold of this thing. This thing will either shock you, blow your mind, or get you thinking. I don't know. One of those categories. Really something. And anyway, if you don't want it, you just keep the first 3 issues free and write cancel. If you do like New Times, you can get the next 20 issues, 23 in all, for only $6. Decision's entirely up to you. If you decide to become a subscriber, you're going to get a special bonus right now because you're my listener. An exciting stereo album featuring 17 brand new future gold selections by Atlantic recording artists like Alice Cooper, Roberta Flack, Yes, and many, many more. Here's what you do. To order this thing, and I really think you should get into it. It's free. You have there's no obligation. I mean, there's nothing to lose. This is going to blow your mind. Area code 800-327-8915. I think you owe it to yourself to look at all sides of the fence, you know? Area code 800-327-8915, and tell them. Even the phone call is free. I was reading something last night about the police. You know, really got me angry. But I'll tell you, I think that's what a newspaper or journalism should do. Get you to think. You shouldn't always have to agree with what they say. You know, get you to think. Try it. Yeah, Santa and Johnny sleepwalk. Yep, next Tuesday is the day. Foolishly, well, maybe he wasn't so foolish. Billie Jean King accepted my challenge on the air a couple of weeks ago, and she sent me a telegram. I cannot repeat the telegram on the air. I'm surprised, this young lady. Anyway, she accepted my challenge in a few words, more or less, and I'm going to be playing Billie Jean King, tennis, at the Nassau Coliseum at the opening night of the New York set, which will be next Tuesday. Well, we'll let you know more about that, and I hope that a lot of you will join Billie Jean and Cousin Bruce at the New York sets and see what's obviously going to happen.
WNBC wants to make you rich in WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
All right, WNBC wants you to be a winner. We want you to have a second chance to win the New York State Lottery on WNBC's great $66,000 contest. The prize is now $300 in cash. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. New York State Lottery ticket date is April the 25th. New York State Lottery number, last 6 digits in this order. Box B, 530. Box C, 000. I'm going to repeat that now. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. $300 in cash. Ticket date, New York State Lottery, April 25th. Last 6 digits in order. Box B, 530. Box C, 000. If you are one of the 3 possible winners, you have 1 hour starting now to be the first to call the WNBC Lottery line, Murray Hill 2, 6-800-MU2-6800. Number selected randomly by New York State Lottery computer based on where WNBC listeners live. Another second chance lottery number is coming up soon in WNBC's great $66,000 contest. The longer you listen, the more you can win.
Cousin Brucie. The great $66,000 contest.
Billie Jean, I'm after you, honey. Billie Jean King, I'm practicing. I'm only going to play once because I don't want to be overqualified. Tuesday night, New York sets with Cousin Bruce, Billie Jean King. Oh, that is so funny. Ladies and gentlemen, 12:52 here, 66 WNBC. My guest this week, our guest star will be Neil Sedaka right here on the Cousin Brucie Show. You're less than 20 minutes away from winning again in WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
And now for Kodak, Barry Manilow.
Good morning, yesterday. You wake up and time has slipped away, and suddenly it's hard to find the memories you left behind. Remember, do you remember the laughter and the tears, the shadows of misty yesteryears, the good times and the bad you seen, and all the others in between. Remember, do you remember the times of your life? Reach back for the joy and the sorrow, put them away in your mind. The memories of time that you borrow to spend when you get to tomorrow. Here comes the setting sun. The seasons are passing one by one. So gather moments while you may collect the dreams you dream today. Remember, will you remember the times of your life?
Kodak Film.
The times of your life.
For the times of your life.
Down to the Walker Brothers here on 66 WNBC. It is 12:57, ladies and gentlemen. You're less than 20 minutes away from winning again. WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
WNBC.
Ah, isn't this cute little kid here babysitting here from somebody on the tour? That's Minnie Small. That's a little girl I'm just babysitting with right now. She's on one of the NBC tours. They left her with me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Cousin Brucie. We have a good hour to go here on 66 WNBC.
It's easy to win in WNBC's great $66,000 contest.
Hear the new excitement in Rockefeller Center. 66 WNBC. New York City.
NBC Radio News. Total U.S. withdrawal from South Vietnam is scheduled to be complete now, and the House has just taken the Vietnam aid bill off its calendar. This is Bob Kane. The latest word on the evacuation comes from NBC's Charles Quinn at the Pentagon.
The Marines have finished evacuating Saigon's Tan Son Nhut Airport. The last of the 800 Marines which provided security for the evacuation there have left. The Pentagon said 1,100 people have been taken out of the American embassy so far, and word here is that that operation continues. So far, 5,700 people in all have been evacuated. Pentagon sources said that the military situation in South Vietnam has gotten worse since yesterday. that Long Bin and the big air base at Ben Hoa are now under assault, but so far Saigon itself has not been attacked. Charles Quinn, NBC News at the Pentagon.
In the House, Speaker Carl Albert has ordered that the bill providing $327 million in evacuation and humanitarian aid to South Vietnam be taken off the House calendar. Albert had been at a White House meeting with President Ford. The money was to have been used to help in the evacuation that took place today and in recent days, and for humanitarian aid to those remaining in Vietnam. More news of the evacuation after this.
If there's a bulb snatcher in your house, you probably know it. Light bulbs don't move from room to room or disappear entirely without help. Hello, Frank Blair here with True Value Hardware Store's way to help you beat the bulb snatcher. Their wide selection of General Electric light bulbs, priced so you can keep extras on hand to discourage borrowing when a bulb does burn out. Frosted bulbs, for instance, in popular 60, 75, and 100-watt sizes. And Soft White Plus. They last twice as long as standard soft whites. True Value Hardware Stores have decorative bulbs in all shapes and sizes, and hard-to-find appliance bulbs, and fluorescent tubes for efficient lighting in workshop or laundry room. Stock up on GE bulbs for your home, and put the bulb snatcher out of business. You'll find the full line of General Electric bulbs at participating True Value Hardware Stores. Look under Hardware in the Yellow Pages.
Among the congressmen speaking out on this final day of U.S. involvement in Vietnam, R.V. Montgomery.
The last sad chapter of South Vietnam, as far as the United States is concerned, is being written today. And let's pray to God that we can get those Americans out of there.
Montgomery, a Mississippi Democrat, says the U.S. should have gotten its people out of Saigon earlier. Amidst the turmoil in Vietnam, the ferrying of already evacuated refugees to the U.S. continues. A military spokesman at Norton Air Force Base in California confirms the arrival of 2 plane loads of refugees there during the night.
They are refugees that are dependents of Americans. Yes, there are Americans on the flight. The refugees are not refugees as such. They are American dependents, Vietnamese American dependents.
The Air Force colonel says the newly arrived refugees, 123 of them, will be sent on to Camp Pendleton, California. President Ford is expected to issue a statement on the Vietnam situation within the hour, and Secretary Kissinger plans a news briefing shortly. You are listening to NBC News.
In Rockefeller Center, 53 degrees and cloudy at 104, and the problems of budgets and taxes are confronting the Connecticut State Legislature with a deadline coming up. State lawmakers must make some major decisions on the $1.42 billion budget by next Monday. And Governor Grasso has a $40 million deficit. She says that she has not decided yet to make it up through increased taxes or through laying off some state workers. Fire continues in a 3-story building on Main Street in Norwich, Connecticut. Officials say some progress is being made in the firefighting effort.
They're containing it at the moment, I suppose, but they're still at the scene and they're still fighting the fire. The traffic's being rerouted by the police department in the downtown section.
The fire broke out around mid-morning today. It has been confirmed a severely retarded resident of a state school in New Jersey suffocated to death while tied in a straitjacket. The Burlington County medical officers say 24-year-old Wilfred Johnson was suffocated by styrofoam that had been stuffed in his mouth. Students in Lakewood, New Jersey have walked out of their high school classes. They're protesting a school board decision not to rehire the school's principal. A fact-finding panel has recommended a 6% pay hike for state workers in New York. Leaders of the Civil Service Employees Union are reviewing the recommendation that also calls for improved grievance procedures and better health insurance benefits. The New York Islanders, feeling very good after unexpected Stanley Cup wins over the Rangers and Pittsburgh, move into Philadelphia for Game 1 of the best-of-7 series tonight. And the Flyers may find themselves without Bernie Parent in the nets. He is suffering a pinched nerve in his back, and a no-play decision will be held off until game time tonight. Considerable cloudiness, breezy and cool this afternoon and again tonight. A high this afternoon, 55 to 60. Tonight's low in the mid to upper 40s. Right now, here in Rockefeller Center, it's cloudy and 53 degrees. Next news at 2 o'clock, bulletins at 1. I'm Jack O'Rourke, WNBC News.
66 WNBC.